The FBI's top negotiators don't win by shouting or outfacting their opponents. They use psychology. Today, I'll reveal 3 FBI negotiation techniques you can use anywhere: the mirror method, strategic evidence use, and assumption reversal. These aren't just theories. They're field-tested when lives are on the line. We'll break down each method, show you how to combine them, and even look at how AI is learning these tricks. This is about mastering influence, building respect, and leading any conversation. If you're ready to learn the secrets of elite negotiators, let's get started. Let's put in the work. Imagine having the power to instantly connect with anyone, to forge unbreakable bonds of trust, even amidst the heat of an argument. What if you could make anyone trust you, even in an argument? The FBI, masters of persuasion and de-escalation, does it with behavioral mirroring. It's a technique honed through years of high-stakes negotiations and crisis management. This isn't mimicry, which can come across as mocking or insincere. It's a subtle reflection of posture, tone, and language. It's about creating a subconscious connection. It's a nonverbal way to signal, I see you, I hear you, we're alike. It's about establishing a shared reality, a foundation of understanding. Our brains are wired to trust those who seem similar to us. It's an evolutionary shortcut, a way to quickly assess safety and build alliances. The FBI uses this to lower defenses fast, creating an environment where open communication is possible, even in the most adversarial situations. In a tense negotiation, a pro mirrors the other's urgency or calm, adapting to their emotional state to build a bridge of empathy. They are matching their energy, acknowledging their perspective, then gently guiding it to a more productive place, towards a mutually beneficial outcome. Mirroring isn't about agreement, it's about validation. It's about showing the other person that you understand their feelings, even if you don't share them. It sounds like this has been frustrating for you. You're not conceding, you're acknowledging their experience. You're creating space for them to feel heard. This simple act builds instant rapport and opens the door to real communication, paving the way for understanding and resolution. Try it in a family argument. Instead of pushing back, escalating the conflict, reflect their feeling. Acknowledge their perspective, even if you disagree. It feels like I never listen. Watch the tension drop as they feel truly heard and understood. It's a powerful way to de-escalate conflict and rebuild connection. The key is subtlety and genuine listening. It's not about manipulation, it's about empathy and connection. Notice their words, gestures, and tone, then reflect them naturally, without exaggeration or mockery. Mirroring is your foundation. It's the bedrock upon which you build trust and understanding. Without trust, facts bounce off a wall. With it, you can lead the conversation anywhere, guiding it towards a positive resolution. Practice in low-stakes situations. Repeat their last few words as a question, showing you're engaged and actively listening. Match their tone, reflecting their emotional state, or use their key phrases, demonstrating that you understand their perspective. The person who listens and shows they're listening holds the power. They control the flow of the conversation and guide it towards a desired outcome. Next time you face conflict, don't plan your rebuttal. Resist the urge to interrupt or formulate your response while the other person is speaking. Observe, listen, reflect. Build the bridge first. Establish rapport and understanding before attempting to persuade or influence. Once you have rapport, you can guide the conversation, leading it towards a mutually agreeable solution. But what if someone's not just emotional, but hiding the truth? What if they're deliberately misleading you? That's where the next technique comes in, a strategy for uncovering deception and getting to the truth. In the high-stakes world of law enforcement, discerning truth from deception is paramount. How does the FBI, an organization renowned for its investigative prowess, spot a lie? What techniques do they employ to uncover the truth hidden beneath layers of deceit? It's not about relying on bright lights or dramatic interrogations, but rather a more nuanced and strategic approach. The FBI utilizes a method known as the strategic use of evidence, SU. This technique focuses on carefully managing the presentation of evidence to expose inconsistencies and ultimately reveal the truth. At its core, SU recognizes that liars and truth-tellers construct narratives in fundamentally different ways. Understanding these differences is key to effective lie detection. The truth in its raw form is often detailed and messy, filled with intricacies and nuances that reflect the complexity of real-life events. A truthful account will often contain seemingly irrelevant details that, upon closer inspection, add authenticity to the narrative. In contrast, lies are often simple and rehearsed, carefully crafted to avoid inconsistencies and maintain a facade of credibility. Liars tend to streamline their stories, omitting details that could potentially expose their deception. The trick to uncovering these lies? Don't reveal all your evidence up front. This is a crucial element of the SUE technique. Instead, start with open-ended questions, encouraging the individual to freely build their story without feeling pressured or interrogated. The goal is to create a comfortable environment where they feel safe enough to reveal information, even if it's unintentionally incriminating. As they speak, listen intently for gaps or missing details, inconsistencies, or anything that seems out of place. These omissions and discrepancies can serve as red flags, indicating potential areas of deception. Only then, strategically introduce your evidence, one piece at a time, carefully targeting the weakest points in their story. This approach allows you to observe their reaction and assess how they attempt to reconcile the new information with their existing narrative. For example, imagine a suspect claims they left work promptly at 6 p.m. However, you have evidence, perhaps in the form of computer logs indicating they logged back in at 10 p.m. Instead of directly accusing them of lying, frame your inquiry with a non-confrontational question. Can you help me understand this late login? Perhaps there's a simple explanation I'm missing. A truth teller, confident in their recollection of events, will readily remember and provide a clear and consistent account. But a liar, caught off guard by the unexpected evidence, will likely scramble, hesitate, or even contradict themselves as they struggle to maintain their fabricated story. Each new piece of information you introduce increases the liar's cognitive load, forcing them to work harder to maintain the deception. The more they juggle conflicting details, the more likely they are to slip up and reveal the truth either through verbal inconsistencies or nonverbal cues. This technique isn't just for law enforcement, you can use this in daily life. For instance, if a friend cancels plans citing illness, but you unexpectedly spot them out and about, avoid a direct confrontation. Instead, approach the situation with empathy and curiosity. Ask, "Oh, feeling better already? What did you end up doing with your day?" Their answer, or even their hesitation, will often reveal the truth behind their cancellation. The key to successfully employing this strategy lies in patience and precision. Rather than launching an attack, invite them to help you resolve a confusion or clarify a misunderstanding. This approach allows them to save face, maintain their dignity, and often creates a pathway for them to reveal the truth without feeling cornered or threatened. Remember to build your case step by step, carefully laying the foundation for your inquiry. Focus on calmly presenting the available facts and asking for clarification, creating an environment conducive to open and honest communication. Ultimately, the truth possesses an inherent weight and stability that a lie simply cannot sustain for long. By mastering these techniques, you can not only build trust, but also effectively spot lies in various aspects of your life. But what if you want to go beyond simply detecting deception? What if you want to persuade others to agree with you and even passionately argue your case? That's what we'll explore next. What if you could get people to argue for your side? Imagine having the power to subtly influence their thinking, guiding them towards your perspective without them even realizing they're being persuaded. Without them realizing it? It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? But the truth is, there are psychological techniques that can help you do just that. Enter assumption reversal. This is a powerful tool that can shift the dynamics of any conversation. Most arguments are a push. You should do this. It's a direct confrontation, a head-on collision of wills. People resist. Naturally, when someone feels like they're being forced into something, their defenses go up. They become less receptive to your ideas and more determined to stick to their own. Assumption reversal flips the script. It's a clever way to bypass that resistance and get people thinking along the same lines as you. Instead of asking for a yes, you assume it's impossible. You're essentially setting a low expectation, creating a challenge for the other person to overcome. It seems like a raise just isn't possible right now. This statement subtly implies that you understand the constraints and aren't expecting the impossible. This triggers their need to prove autonomy. Human beings have a fundamental desire to feel in control of their own decisions and actions. Suddenly, they're looking for ways to make it possible, just to prove you wrong. They start brainstorming solutions, exploring different angles, and actively searching for a way to defy your initial assumption. Example, in a salary negotiation say, "I get that a 15% raise is tough for the company, Acknowledge the potential difficulty up front. Now they're brainstorming how to make it work. They're thinking about budget allocations, performance metrics, and potential cost savings. Or with a contractor, it sounds like using that material is just too hard, implying that the task might be beyond their capabilities. Their pride kicks in. Well, maybe not impossible. They're motivated to demonstrate their expertise and prove that they can handle the challenge. You're not pushing, they're convincing themselves. And that's the key difference. They're not just agreeing with you. They're actively participating in finding a solution. The secret: deliver it with genuine respect, not sarcasm. Your tone and body language are crucial. You're on their side, facing the impossible together. This creates a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. This reframes the problem as a shared challenge, not a battle. It transforms the dynamic from adversarial to collaborative. Use it with kids. It seems impossible to finish homework and go to the concert. Instead of directly forbidding them, you present it as a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. They'll try to prove you wrong with a plan. They'll start thinking about time management, prioritizing tasks, and finding creative solutions to make both things happen. When you combine assumption reversal with the mirror method and strategic evidence use, you become unstoppable. These techniques work synergistically to create a powerful persuasive effect. Let's see it in action. You want a refund for a faulty laptop. This is a common scenario where assumption reversal can be incredibly effective. First, mirror the agent's language. Your policy is clear. Build rapport. Show them that you understand their perspective and are not trying to be difficult. Next, use evidence. Your website mentions a satisfaction guarantee, and I have a recording of the issue. Back up your claim with concrete proof. Finally, assumption reversal. It sounds like a refund is impossible for a case like this. Plant the seed of doubt and challenge them to find a solution. Now, they want to prove it's possible. They'll start exploring options, consulting with supervisors, and looking for loopholes in the policy. In one conversation, you build trust, expose the weak spots, and make them the hero for solving your problem. You've turned a potential conflict into a win-win situation. Ready to practice? Here's your challenge. It's time to put these techniques into action and see the results for yourself. This week, try mirroring in a casual chat. Pay attention to the other person's language and body language and subtly reflect it back to them. In a debate, use questions and evidence instead of statements. Guide the conversation with carefully crafted questions and support your arguments with solid evidence. When you hear "no," try assumption reversal. You're right, this seems tough. Then go silent. Let the silence hang in the air and allow them to process the challenge. Keep track of what happens. Share your results in the comments. We want to hear about your experiences and learn from your successes and challenges. These skills take practice, but they'll change how you communicate forever. They'll empower you to navigate difficult conversations with greater confidence and achieve more favorable outcomes. But what about the future? AI is learning these tricks too. The rise of artificial intelligence is changing the landscape of communication and negotiation. Could it out-negotiate you? Let's talk. This is a conversation we need to have, as AI becomes increasingly sophisticated in its ability to understand and manipulate human psychology. That's a wrap. You've learned the FBI's mirror method, strategic evidence use, and assumption reversal. These aren't just tricks. They're tools for real influence and connection. Practice them, and you'll become the person who leads, not just argues. If you found value here, subscribe, like, and share. Let's build a community of strong communicators. What's your toughest argument right now? Drop it in the comments. I'll help you pick the right technique. Now go out there and get it done.